Alright, welcome to our second lesson on algebra and quadratic expressions. And today we will form quadratic expressions by multiplying binomials. Now, when we hear the word or the prefix by in mathematics, it talks about 2, right? Talks about 2. And a binomial expression means that it consists 2 terms. So here term number 1 is a plus x and term number 2 is x plus b. And we will multiply these two equations, and from the multiplication of these two expressions, we will have a quadratic expression. So let's see how we multiply two binomial expressions to form a quadratic expression. So what we do, we take the first term, what makes up the first term, and multiply it by everything in the second term or in the second bracket. So we write it like this: x times what's in this bracket, x plus b, and then a plus a times x plus b, and then we multiply and simplify. So let's begin multiplying. X times x will give us x squared. X times b will give us bx. A times x will give us ax. And a times b will give us ab. Alright? So we can simplify this further. That we can do a little factorization, and I know you know how to factorize. So we have x squared, and the two x's, since they are similar here, what we will do, we will factor out the x. So we'll have a plus b times x plus our ab. So when we are working a binomial expression, if we notice that our second term is the sum of a and b, once it's written like this, and the last term is the product of a and b. So let's go and work our first example here, where we have x plus 4 multiplied by x times 6. Look, so we have x times x plus 6 plus 4 times x plus 6. Alright? So we multiply the second bracket by each term in our first bracket. Now, so we have x times x will give us x squared. X times 6 will give us 6x. 4 times x, 4x. And 4 times 6 will give us 24. 4 times 6 will give us 24. Then, since these two are similar, we add them up. Since both of them have x, we add them up, right? Notice we cannot add x squared plus 6x plus 4x because the powers are different. This is x squared. We can't add x squared with x. So we have to, since no other value has x squared with it, we write back our x squared. Neither can we add 6x plus 4x plus 24 because 24 does not have the variable x with it. We could only add the similar variables. So 6x plus 4x will give us 10x plus our 24. And if we notice, we have a quadratic expression there. X squared plus 10x plus 24. Now, let's go on to another example. Here we have x plus 3 times x minus 4. And again, we follow our steps. We multiply our second bracket by each term in our first bracket. So we have x times x minus 4 plus 3 times x minus 4. So x times x will give us x squared minus 4x, then 3 times x, and 3 times negative 4 will give us negative 12. Now we have to add negative 4x plus our 3x. Now anytime we add in and our signs are different, once our signs are different, we subtract. And the answer takes the value of the larger number. Right? So since the 4 is larger than the 3, we know that this answer will be a negative. This answer will be a negative. So when we subtract 4 and 3, we will have 1. And since the 4 is larger and the 4 has the negative, that carries the, let's say, the power. So our answer will be a negative number. So we'll have x squared. 4 take 3 will give us 1. So our answer is negative 1x. And we could write negative 1x just as x minus 12. Alright? Now let's come to this another example. So we do our first step where we multiply the numbers or the values in the first bracket by that in the second bracket. Alright? So we will have x times x plus 8 minus 6 times x plus 8. Alright? So x times x will give us, that's correct, x squared. X times 8. Alright? Now here is where we need to be careful, because we must observe or must remember this is negative 6. We're multiplying by negative 6. So negative 6 times x, negative 6x, and negative 6 times negative 8 will give us negative 48. Alright? So now we subtract 8x minus 6x. Since the 8 is bigger, our answer, and the 8 is positive, our answer will be a positive number. So we will have x squared. 8 take 6 will give us 2 plus 2x minus 48. And here, what we're going to do is do one where both values in our binomial expressions, they are negative. So we have x times x minus 2 take 3 times x minus 2. So we multiply. X times x will give us x squared. X times negative 2 minus 2x. Minus 3 times x will give us minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 2 will give us positive 6. So now both values, both numbers are negative. And if the numbers are the same, we add. And since both are negative, or both numbers are negative, our answer will be negative. So that will be x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, what I want us to notice is something. Know that when we multiply and both values in the binomial expressions, they are positive, B will be positive and C will be positive. B will be positive and C will be positive. Now, know that when one is positive and the other is negative, that C will be negative. C will be negative. And B will take the value or take the sign of the larger number. Since 4 is the larger number and 4 is negative, then B will be negative. Here again, look another example here. we have a positive and a negative. When we multiply, notice C is negative and B takes the value of the larger number. So therefore, B is positive. And here, when both of them are negative, note that when both of them are negative, B will be negative and C will be positive. So that can be helpful in or for us to understand that when we are multiplying binomials, what we must look for in our answer. All right? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to pause here, and then in our next lesson, we will do some other examples or some special examples of multiplying binomial expressions to form our quadratic expressions. See you in our next lesson.